Hi, I'm Isabella with Streamline, and today we're going to be learning how to add to your compliance checklist to make sure that you're fulfilling all the necessary transparency requirements for your district. Starting off with once you're logged into your Streamline site, you'll need to head over to the left-hand side and click on the compliance button here. Now, you'll notice a lot of green check marks and red exclamation points here. Don't be intimidated. Some of these items are best practice items, and you may even have a button here to click to show only your requirements in your state. So here you can see that for the state of California, we only have 5 items. There are a few items that we recommend having, so we'll go over those as well as how to add to your compliance checklist. Starting off with the general information, you want to make sure that you have contact information on file with the district. This is going to be done in your Preferences tab, which you can also access on the left-hand side or by clicking here. So you'll want to make sure that you have the district name, an email address, mailing address, and phone number. Make sure you save your settings and head back to the compliance checklist. You'll also want to include a service area map and services list if you have the service area map available. It's a great thing to include so people know whether or not they fall into your area of service. Now, in the state of California, you do have the requirement of the SB 272 Enterprise System Catalog. We do offer this free Streamline tool that will walk you through whether or not you need to report that, as well as make it super easy for you to link to a catalog of those items. Under the next section, Board of Directors, just click that arrow to expand it. You'll want to include a list of your board members and a board overview, so any election schedule, term length, anything like that. And then a list of your board meetings. Now the board meetings, as well as the agenda requirement, are going to be fulfilled in the Meetings tab on the left-hand side. Once you're in that Meetings tab, you can click on one of the groups to expand it if needed, add a new meeting, drag and drop or add any files that you need to, and set up meeting agenda posting reminders. So you can select someone to be notified that they need to post the agenda and select how far in advance you'd like that to be sent. Under the next section of the transparency checklist, the financial reports and policies, you'll want to include the current budget and past 3 years budgets if you have those available, as well as the most recent audit and past 3 years audits. Now, these may be just a best practice in your state, so feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. And lastly, you want to include your policy on public records requests. Now, states like California and Colorado do have a specific act that they have to follow. For the state of California, that's the Brown Act, and for Colorado, that's the Colorado Open Records Act. Anywhere else, and you're simply going to fall under the Freedom of Information Act, which is federal. So if you want any language to link to, you can link to those directly. And then you can build a form from Streamline. Now, to add to this checklist, you can add from a template if you'd like to, or you can just press Add New. If it's an existing page, you can select it from here or select New again to create a new page, add your title, and click the button on the left-hand side if you'd like to add a form. If you have any questions on forms, feel free to check out our other guide on forms or reach out to us with any questions. Now, once you've added those items to your compliance checklist, they're going to automatically link to the district transparency table that's listed in the footer of your site. You can tease this anywhere else if you want, but it makes it super easy that all of your items are listed and they can click through and get to whatever information they're looking for. I hope this was helpful. Please reach out to us with any questions and have a great rest of your day.